Texas Governor Greg Abbott's border security mission, Operation Lone Star, has long been the source of rhetoric portraying the Texas-Mexico border as suffering from an extreme immigration crisis. As Governor Abbott and gubernatorial candidate Beto O'Rourke arrived in the region for a debate on Friday, some local voters who gathered at the day's events disagreed with that portrayal. Kim Davis, a voter on disability in McAllen, Texas, said she feels the portrait of the border region painted by the election cycle is not an honest representation of where she's lived for most of her life.
It's not what the news and especially Fox shows. The border's not like that. Yes, we have violence. Yes, this and that, but it's nothing like what they say. It's perfectly safe. It's not like the cartels are running across the border selling the drugs, shooting us. It's nothing like that. So, all that was misinformation.
During the debate, just days after a former warden and another individual were arrested in connection with a migrant shooting in West Texas, O'Rourke echoed many of the same sentiments shared by immigration advocates on social media throughout the day.
I'll tell you, this hateful rhetoric, this treating human beings as political pawns, talking about invasions in Texas, Texans defending themselves, that's how people get killed at the Walmart in El Paso. The gentleman in Hudspeth that we just learned about yesterday. This is incredibly dangerous for Texas and is not reflective of our values.
In response, Governor Abbott repeated an earlier claim that the city of El Paso is busing migrants across state lines in a similar fashion to Operation Lone Star.
It's clear that Beto just wants to perpetuate the open border policies and mischaracterize exactly what's going on. He refuses to acknowledge that the city of El Paso, because they are so overwhelmed by Joe Biden's open border policies, they too are having to bus migrants out of their communities because they have no way of keeping them there.
The Democratic-led city of El Paso has been working with FEMA and faith-based groups in cities in the U.S. to relocate a select group of migrants who are in need of assistance, while Abbott's Operation Lone Star has directed the State Department of Public Safety to bus over 11,000 migrants to Washington, D.C. and New York at taxpayer cost. More than 800 migrants have died on the U.S.-Mexico border in the fiscal year that ends this week, according to the Department of Homeland Security. I'm Pablo de la Rosa in McAllen.